Okay, so listen, what if I told you that the new construction home that you've been dreaming about could end up costing you so much more money than you even expected? Not because of the price, but because of the fees that might be buried in documents that nobody told you to read. Now, what if you picked a community that looked absolutely picture perfect in that gorgeous model home, but once you actually move in, it felt completely wrong for your family? Now, what if the builder you signed with had a track record of delayed closings and ignoring warranty calls and bad craftsmanship, and you didn't find all of this out until you handed over your earnest money deposit and now you can't even get it back? Friends, these are not hypothetical situations. These are real cases and real conversations that I've had with real life buyers in the Virginia market, and I want to make sure that none of these things ever happen to you. Hey y'all, I'm Sonali Hutson with Hutson Realty Group, and I serve buyers and sellers across Virginia's I-64 corridor, from Greater Richmond all the way down to Hampton Roads, and I serve Henrico County. I specialize in helping Christians, military families, and move up buyers and sellers make smart, confident decisions about one of the biggest investments of their lives. And today we are specifically talking about the new construction process, because whether you're looking in the 804 or the 757, listen, buying a brand new construction home is a completely different ballgame than buying a resale home. And if you don't know the rules, the builder sales team absolutely does know the rules, and that's not a position that you want to be in to play this game, okay? So friends, this video is for anyone who is seriously considering purchasing a new construction home in Richmond or Hampton Roads in 2026. And by the time we're done, you're going to know exactly what questions to ask, what traps to avoid, and how to choose a community that actually fits your family's life, not just your budget spreadsheet, okay? And before we get all the way into the weeds, I want you to know that every single day there are people just like you that are considering buying a new construction home somewhere in Virginia or somewhere in the United States, and they reach out to me for my advice. And I want you to feel free to reach out to me too. You can text me directly at 757-837-0096. I'm going to put the link for you to book a consultation right in the description below. There's no pressure. I just want to give you some honest advice and have the opportunity to earn your business when the time is right. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, we're starting with something that never makes it to the glossy brochure, and that's going to be the builder's reputation. Now, in both Hampton Roads and Richmond, you're going to find a mix of national production builders and semi-custom builders. But here's the thing, the name on the sign does not tell you everything you need to know, okay? Now, what matters is that specific builder's track record in that specific community. Now, in Richmond, especially in areas like Chesterfield, Hanover, and Western Henrico, you'll find a stronger presence of custom and semi-custom builders, and that can really be a good thing. There's going to be more flexibility in your finishes, more craftsmanship, more of a unique feel, but it also means longer build timelines, okay? And it means you need to work on your homework on that builder specifically, not just on their brand name, okay? Now, when we're looking at Hampton Roads or Chesapeake in Virginia Beach or Suffolk, you're going to see a lot more large-scale production builders. They're going to move fast, they're going to offer competitive pricing, and some of them are genuinely excellent, but honey, some of them are not. And the difference between a great experience and an absolute nightmare often comes down to two things: quality control during the build and how responsive they are when you have a warranty issue after you move in, okay? Now, it's story time. So let me tell you about this military family I worked with not too long ago. They found a floor plan they loved. It was a beautiful community. They loved the location. It was close to the base, and it seemed like that house was going to check every single box on paper. But before we move forward, I do what I always do, y'all, and I dug into that builder's reviews, not the testimonials on their personal website that they sorted through, but the real reviews. And what we found was a consistent pattern: delayed closings, buyers getting ignored after move-in, and shoddy craftsmanship. People were 6, 8, even 10 months past their estimated closing date. And when they called the warranty department, do you think they responded? So we walked, and y'all, I'm so glad we did, okay? So here's what I want you to take away from that story. Before you fall in love with a model home, because it's a model home for a reason, we're gonna need to look into that builder thoroughly. I'm talking real homeowner reviews, I'm talking the warranty process in writing, we're gonna look at building timelines and what people are saying in community Facebook groups and on Google, okay? Because the sales rep's job is to sell you the dream. I mean, don't we all want a dream? But my job as your realtor is to make sure that that dream is actually real and that it's gonna hold up after your closing day. Now, let's talk about something that catches buyers completely off guard sometimes, and it doesn't have anything to do with the home itself. Sometimes there are hidden fees and taxes. And friends, I need you guys to listen listen to this so that you are prepared, okay? Now, the advertised price of a new construction home is not the full picture. A lot of times people think it is, and it's not even close. And if you're not working with someone who knows exactly what to look for, you can walk into that closing table and you can get with costs that you never saw coming. But when you work with someone that can tell you what to look for and help you go over that CD, honey, you are winning. Here's what I'm talking about. In some new build communities, especially in the outer suburbs of Richmond, like Goochland or Powhatan, you may run into something called a CDA fee. That stands for Community Development Authority. It's essentially a special tax district fee created to fund the infrastructure of that community. So whether that's roads and utilities and amenities. And it does not show up on the price tag of the home. It shows up buried in your HOA document. And it can add a lot of money to your closing costs and increase your annual property taxes way beyond what they were advertised to be, okay? Let me tell you, I had a move-up seller who was ready to put her equity into a gorgeous new build in Western Henrico, okay? This house was amazing. We almost missed a $5,000 CDA fee that was buried deep into the HOA disclosures. Almost though, because we caught it, okay? We factored it in and she was able to make a fully informed decision and the builder was able to help. But that number could have blindsided her at the closing table if we had not gone through those documents line by line, okay? Now in Hampton Roads, the fee structure on new construction tends to be a bit more standardized from what I've seen. But you still need to watch for special assessments, especially in coastal areas. So if you're buying in a flood-prone zone, you may be looking at infrastructure assessments for drainage and retention systems that are baked into your HOA fees. And then flood insurance on top of that, and those numbers can absolutely add up very quickly. So the bottom line is this, friends: a thorough review of your HOA budget, the pro forma financials, and every local tax ordinance is non-negotiable before you sign on that dotted line, okay? Listen, this is your financial future, and I will not let you walk into a contract without understanding every single dollar attached to it. And trust me, if I don't know, we're gonna figure it out together, okay? Now, beyond the finances, let's talk about the community fit, because here's the truth. You can buy a beautiful home in the wrong community and be absolutely miserable. I've heard stories of this happening. And for Christian families and military families especially, this part of the decision matters just as much as the price per square foot. Now, let's talk about Richmond, particularly like Short Pump, Midlothian, or parts of Chesterfield that has a strong and diverse Christian community. There's large churches, Christian schools, active youth programs, and family-centric neighborhoods that are built around community life. It has a more suburban, settled pace. And for military families who have spent years in high-tempo environments, that quieter, more rooted pace can be exactly what you need. Now, Hampton Roads is going to be a little bit different. The energy is different. The vibe is different. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing, okay? Hampton Roads is deeply connected to its military presence, as I've told you on several videos. So if you're active duty or recently separated, you're going to find a massive support network, churches with active military ministries, neighborhoods that truly understand PCS move cycles, and communities built around the rhythms of base life near Naval Station Norfolk and Langley. The trade-off is a more transient population in some areas. Neighbors are going to come and go more frequently. The culture is coastal, it's naval, and it moves fast. Now listen, neither market is better than the other. I think they're just genuinely different. And the question I always ask my client is this: which environment do you want to come home to on the hard days? Not the good days, because when it's a good day, it can all be great, right? But the days when life is just heavy and you need your community to show up, you need your peace and your quiet. See, that answer is going to tell us a whole lot about which market is the right fit for you and your family. Now, I'm talking to my move-up sellers who are thinking about leveraging their equity and then putting that equity into a new build, okay? Let's talk about what the 2026 market actually looks like in both regions. Now, Richmond has seen consistent appreciation driven by job growth, a steady influx of buyers from the Northeast, and limited supply in the most desirable school districts. New builds in Short Pump and Midlothian are absorbing quickly. And if you're selling a home in that market, you're likely walking into your next purchase with strong equity and a little more room to breathe. Because while competition is real, it is not the frenzy that we saw in 2021 and 2022. Whew, I am glad to be over with that crazy market, okay? Now, Hampton Roads has something Richmond doesn't, a built-in demand engine from the military. That presence keeps the market stable even when the broader economy wobbles. But the volume of new construction near the bases can create more inventory in certain price points, which means price appreciation may move a little slower in some areas compared to Richmond's more diverse economic base. Now, the bottom line is this, friends. If you're considering buying a new construction home in Hampton Roads, you are buying buying into a market with built-in demand, strong military-driven stability, and a coastal lifestyle that is genuinely hard to replicate anywhere else in Virginia. But you need to know your specific sub-market. You need to understand your flood zone exposure, and you need to go into that builder conversation fully prepared and not just with your eyes glassy, okay? Now, if you're considering buying a new construction home in the Richmond area, you are buying into one of the fastest growing markets in the Mid-Atlantic with strong appreciation, top-rated school districts, and a community culture that a lot of buyers find is exactly what they've been looking for. But you need to understand your CDA fees if it's applicable. You need to understand your build timeline, and you need to understand which builder actually delivers on the promises that they're going to make to you in that model home. Now, both markets are incredible opportunities in 2026. The key is knowing which one aligns with your family's life and then going in educated and prepared. And hey, listen, y'all know me, I'm always putting some guides together. I put together a free new construction buyer's guide that's going to walk you through everything we covered today and more. It's going to cover how to research builders before you ever set foot in a model home. It's going to give you a fee checklist that you need before you sign anything. It's going to tell you the questions to ask the builder's sales rep and how to think through community fit for your specific family. Because I love y'all, I'm going to link it right below this video. And that guide is going to save you so much time and so many headaches, okay? Now, friends, we've talked a lot today, but here's what I want you to walk away with. Buying a new construction home in Virginia in 2026 is probably one of the best decisions that you can make, okay? There is nothing like the smell of a new construction home, but you need to realize it's not a simple process. Your builder reputation matters. Hidden fees are real. Community fit is everything, and your equity strategy needs to be built around the specific market that you're moving into, not a general idea of what Virginia real estate actually looks like, okay? Now, guys, you deserve an agent who's going to go line by line through those HOA documents, who's going to research that builder before you ever fall in love with the floor plan or that gorgeous model home, who's going to ask the hard questions about the community, about the faith and the family, and talk to neighbors, okay? Not just look at square footage and price point. So if you're ready to start that conversation, then guys, listen, I want to hear from you, because every single day, people just like you who are considering new construction homes in either Virginia Beach area, Richmond, Henrico, Mechanicsville, they reach out to me all the time, and you can feel free to do so too. You can text me at 757-837-0096. I'm not going to pressure you. I'm going to ask you what you want, what's important to you, and I'm going to give you advice from somebody who's walked this road with lots of families across Virginia. Does that sound like a plan? Friends, thank you so much for watching my channel. Your support absolutely means the world to me. You can check out the resources in the description so you can stay educated on Virginia real estate, or just reach out to get in touch. Just be like, hey girl, hey, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless you.